every single day that you delay is another day for you to be living in someone else's script. Okay? And we want to live very abundantly free life. Being abundant, being rich is not about money. It's about having options, having freedom, having access. And that's what this whole experiment of my life has showed me, has taught me. And that's why I share knowledge on this platform. So if you are new here, I'm Cleo Aisha. I live abroad currently in Senegal, West Africa, but who knows where I'll be. This is not forever. I am a resident of the world, okay? And so for that, I now access my rights and my privilege, alhamdulillah, for my ancestors and their sacrifice for me to be able to now have this American passport and go anywhere. And so this channel is specifically for those African Americans, young people that want to defy what has been normal, stop chasing that fake American dream and start making their own dreams their reality. I know I seen the other day, like my sister actually posted on her page, like, this is my dream life. And she had like her snorkeling and this water, like ocean. And of course, we have oceans and things like that in America, but that life is not truly obtainable in the US, especially as a Black person, especially as a Black single woman that is just making ends meet. It's barely possible there. You don't have the peace. You don't have the luxury of having time. And you, quite frankly, don't have the abundance of money because it is so expensive to just survive there. So let's do what is your best option because we have options, and let's just go be free. Go explore the world. Go see a new place. And so today, that's exactly what I want to talk to you about living freely and letting that lead to your abundance, letting that lead to your soft feminine life where you can really be able to explore and take yourself out of the confinements of the United States of America. It's like everybody have these dreams of what they want, but people are so fragile and so afraid of failing. And it's like when you fail is when you start to actually figure it out. When you start to fail, when you start to mess things up, that's when you now know what not to do to get it right. And that is where you find your goal, where you find the sweet spot of figuring out what works for you, what you want, who you want to be with, what kind of person you want to be, what kind of family you want to build. And that's why I just am so grateful for my journey with me moving to different cities, different states all around the US. And now leaving Atlanta, leaving Florida, Fort Lauderdale, leaving Cleveland, leaving North Carolina, leaving Chicago, and now being able to be in Africa and now being able to make much less than I was making while in America, but live a much better quality of life. I was making well beyond six figures at 22, but yet still I did not have the freedom and the true peace and richness that I have now, living abroad, making much less and working half the amount of time that I used to work. Abundance begins the moment you stop choosing fear. The abundance begin abundance begins the moment you stop choosing fear. Abundance begins the moment that you see beyond what looks like gold, like diamonds in your face, and really see what's the catch beyond this thing that I am signing on the dotted line for. Who are you making a deal with? What is the sacrifice of what seems to be so shiny and pearly in front of us? Freedom requires sacrifice. Freedom requires discipline. Freedom requires courage. Freedom requires being okay with doing things that's not like what everyone else around you is doing. Because guess what? Do you want to live like everyone else around you is living? And alhamdulillah, I pray that you have someone around you that really inspires you. And if you don't, I pray that I can be an inspiration to you. If for no other reason, but just being brave enough to step outside of my own comfort zone, go to a new place, learn a new culture, learn new languages, explore the deeper meaning of why God has me here on this earth at this time, and give back in whatever small way that may be in your life, in my life. But that's what life is about. It's bigger than just us. It's about the children that will come after us. And for me, the richest part of this whole experience that I'm on is when I think about my future children. And when I think about what I want for them, what kind of life do I want them to grow up in? What do I want them to grow up seeing, knowing, exploring? And I really want my children to very much see outside the lines of America. I want them to be able to have the privilege of it, but I want them to be able to experience learning another language, experience understanding and traveling and living in different countries from their youth, to know that their dreams are not limited to my dreams. They don't have to stay abroad if they don't want to be abroad. They don't have to stay in America if they don't want to be in America. They can go anywhere in this world and they can be whoever God has called them to be. And that's the same thing for you. Like, you're not my kids. I ain't got no kids yet. But she say, wait for the right time. You are allowed to build a life that doesn't look normal, and you are allowed to be free and be authentically exactly who you want to be. So, this video is just a reminder to live abundantly, live freely, do the things that you want to do, and really pray and be deep in your faith so that you know that you are being guided by God with every decision, every step you take, every relationship, whether it's a friendship, platonic, or it's an intimate romantic relationship, marriage. Be very God conscious in every single aspect of your life. And I promise you, there's no way that you can fail forever. You're going to fail, but there is no way that you can fail forever. You don't need permission from anyone to change your whole life around. You just need to know in your heart and your spirit that you are following your call and that you are going in the direction that is pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is all. That is all that this time on this earth is all about. And this journey is your own. No matter what you decide, this is your journey. And you have to be okay with the results of what you experience. You have to be okay with the mark that you leave and the consequences that you will face for the things that you do in this life, there in the hereafter. And that's why I'm just like, I'm going to be exactly who I want to be. Because the day when the time comes for us to return to Him, we're not going to have anybody by our sides. We're not going to be able to use the excuse of what was normalized in the world. And especially when you know, especially when you have been convicted and you have paired faith with knowledge, and now you're convicted on which way to go in life, whether that's with faith, whether that's with a job, whether that's with a relationship, a friendship, whether that's with the place that you live and the way that you live your everyday life. You have to follow the call. And this is for the people that have the call. This channel is not for the people that can't relate to what I'm talking to. So I understand this is a very niche market and you have to be in a very specific point in your life for you to relate with the kind of videos that I make. But if you are on that verge of flipping the switch, of being sick and tired, being sick and tired of the rat race, of the cycles, of the bills, of the expenses, of the working so hard and feel like you're going nowhere, like a hamster on a wheel, just running, 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 but yet you have not gotten anywhere further than where you've been for the last 5 years of your life. You maybe have made more money. You probably have got a new car. You maybe have entered a relationship. But when you really look at it, when you really think about how much have you experienced, where have you grown, how has your relationship and your connection with God changed? How have you retracted more of your time and exhausted your resources to build something that will pay off in the future as far as wealth, as far as investments? And you see that it's just not adding up. The only thing that's building up is the debt. It's time for you to figure out another plan. And that plan may be completely different from the plan that you originally thought, the degrees that you originally got to use for the career paths that you originally chose. Honey, listen, you're talking to a two-time degreed Division 1 athlete, multiple businesses, multiple awards from LLCs to C Corps to 501c3, all of the things. And it all has led me back to this place right here. The moment that you choose yourself, your life expands. The moment that you choose to stop chasing the accolades and the acknowledgments, your life expands for you. But I realized that all of the things that I was doing was that the more that I obtained, the more that was required of me. And not of me from God, but of me in the world. And I wanted to dedicate my time in other ways. I wanted to focus on my faith, and I wanted to focus on really being free and exploring the fullness of life. And I wanted to do it in a way where there was no judgment, where there weren't a lot of people who knew me from the old me and who could tell me how I should be or who I was, because that's no longer who I am. And so if you can relate to this kind of thing, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because we'll be doing a bunch of more videos like this. And I pray that you get something from it. And I pray that you're inspired. And I pray that you're inspired to start your journey, start digging deeper in all aspects of your life, and really understanding and comprehending, and then making decisions from that conviction. Don't forget to pray through everything. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.